Hello, 'tis I, Wayward Brigand. This is Wayward Let's Play. I'm playing Pillars of Eternity. I am streaming this live on Twitch, but instead of having the thing with the chat, the text is small enough that it's just easier to have it this way. So if I start talking to people who you can't tell are there, it's probably chat, or I could be going crazy. Either way. So, stranding against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands on the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up on the ledge. Heoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges at Heoden and tops him to the rocky ground. Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you might have a good chance of hitting your mark. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arm will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
A Buick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Aiden's jaw tightens. He nods. So I lost my weapon in that, but for now I'll just do that.
I'm on it.
That should be far enough.
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
Let's get going.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to...
Please, I just need...
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back.
We've got to take the
We've
rest
gotta
and
find the exit
crap.
or a damn good place to hide.
We've got to take the risk and let him rest. We need all three of us to be at full
This will
strength.
be the end of us. No offense, but there's people out there I'd much rather die for.
Thank you.
Hayden stretches as he wakes, gingerly probing the gash across his stomach. The flashes begin to knit together.
By the gods, that's better. I think I'm ready to find a way out.
He sits up quickly and looks around the chamber. She really did leave us. She won't get far with unless. He crawls to his knees and began rummaging through the equipments. With mounting desperation, they took the water skin.
She took all our water. Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
Oh, mace. I'll do. Trembling, sickly creature emerges from the darkness, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Jarip. It watches you curiously, breathing a rugged sighs. Ragged sighs. Raise your hands and stay still. Creature cocks his head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Creature sniffs around you and he finds nothing of interest, steps back and resumes its defensive posture. It's okay, I won't hurt you. The Zarep recoils, her fingers wrapped tightly around its spear. Creature cocks his head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Slowly back away. The Zarep watches warily as you go. Oh, okay.
Just say the word.
Hmm?
There we go.
Just say the word.
Ooh. A crossbow. That might be interesting.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols? Found
Nothing will
something.
slip past me.
Poor Kalisha.
That's kind of what she gets. Gotta be a way to sort these. Never mind then, I guess.
Just say the word. Just say the word.
Worth a look.
Lesser black ooze. Rude. There we go.
What's that mutt?
Wow. Vicious. Viscous slip of something dark and tar-like runs down the wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it chipped away in places, but the detail of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase a remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. Place that I have a gem? The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Another black ooze.
Just say the word.
There we go. Ooh, cloak of protection. Where'd it go? Oh, I put it in the... Okay. There we go. Fast mode.
Can do.
I stole her. Well, it's dead now. Sorry, had to step away for something.
Yeah?
Take a look at the...
A crack runs along the wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Hammer and chisel. You have to work. The cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you expected. Sweat beads your forehead. Continue. Why would I Lose the hammer and chisel.
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
Quick and quiet.
How can I help?
Just say the word. Can do. You better run!
That'll do.
Just say the word.
Feels like there's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Spear spiderling. Oh, jeez. Poop fart didn't even attack once. I'm on the other side of this trapped place.
Quick and
Look.
quiet.
Go kill.
Yeah.
Ooh, an exit. Oh. Ooh. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled Adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash, and other figures gaze upon it with what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you've ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision, and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, wishing washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes in a different place, a different time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of each great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you had just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions, pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered or At the base of the pillar now you see a man with a thick gray beard and a ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking toward him now, at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. Sorry, sneezing. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. You find Heoden a short distance away in a shallow lake of his own blood. His body does not stir. You are alone, and far from help. Girdled Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. I've leveled up. Okay, I'm going to pause for episode break here. Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I'll see you next time. Check out Oso Geek. It's awesome, bye.